Here's the number one reason why people don't buy your shit, and this is single-handedly the number one reason why I went from 3K to 21K per month after understanding this one core principle. So let's dive in today. I'm going to share with you exactly why that is and also how you can change it. So bear with me. We're going to get very tactical and very theoretical so you can actually understand this and make a bunch of money, because this is something no one has actually ever talked about before, so it'll be worth listening to. So there are 1,000,001 ways on why people do not buy your stuff, but there's one that stands out from every single one of them. Now, this is what we refer to as the LCD, the lowest common denominator, if we refer back to some of your high school math learnings, which is that the LCD of all objections. This is the thing I'm going to share with you is the LCD of all objections, the objection of all objections, the objection of which all objections are based upon. This is the holy grail of objections. This is the thing that is responsible for every objection you have ever gotten. Partner, spouse, think about it, pray about it, don't have enough money, too much, scared. This is going to be the holy grail and the reason why you get all of these in the first place and how to mitigate that to begin with. But before I share with you actually what this is and how to fix it, let me ask you one question. Have you ever been on a sales call where things are going well, you had a good discovery, the prospect is open, you're feeling good, you have the best pitch of your life, and yet when it comes to pain, when it comes to the close, the prospect flakes. They start to be unsure, they give objections, they're combative, etc. Kind of like when you go on dates with a girl, right? You set up a date, things are good, you have a nice candle going, okay, you got a nice plan for a nice dinner date that you're going to go to, and then next thing you know, everything is phenomenal, you're flirting the day of, you guys are telling each other how cute you look, she's putting her makeup on, and then right as you're about to head out, she calls you, hey man, sorry, can't go. Has that ever happened to you? Let me ask you this. Even if the answer is no, first off, if the answer is yes, I apologize, we'll fix that from now on forward, and also even with girls as well. Okay, but if the answer is no, still listen up, okay? Because understanding what I'm about to share with you will change the game forever and make sure that you never have to go through what I just explained. Whether you've been through it or whether you've never been through it, we'll make sure you never have to go through that in the first place. And also, this is single-handedly the reason why I went from 3K to 21K. It's also the reason why Vache went from closing no deals to 5.5K in 7 days after understanding this concept. It's also how Yigi went from 0 to 12K in 13 days after he understood what I'm about to share with you. So I think you get the fucking point. I can throw some more case studies to make you understand this is important what I'm about to say. Okay, because if I don't show proof of what I'm saying, no one believes me, because I'm just like some random fucking kid sitting inside my room, alrighty? So I guess I have to do this. But if you need me to show more to believe what I'm saying, let me know. I'll do, hundreds of more case studies. I have them all, right? Anyways, you get the point. This is important, and it works. So here it is. The reason people do not buy from you is because they do not believe. That's it. It's actually that simple. Now, before you click off and start complaining that I didn't give you a word-for-word script that would make you a billionaire overnight, which is probably what you want and what you clicked on this video for, let me elaborate. Just stick with me for 2 minutes, and then you can go use your monkey brain and go watch other YouTube videos, okay? Belief. What does that mean? Okay, because before we even dive into it, we have to understand what belief means. Well, belief, there's two definitions for it, which is an acceptance that a statement is true, that something exists. His belief in the value of hard work. Or trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. So, we'll go with the second definition for the purpose of this video. Trust, faith, confidence. Belief means to trust, means to have faith, means to have confidence, means to think that this thing is true. Doesn't mean that it's objectively true, it means to think that that thing is true. Acceptance that a statement is true. Acceptance doesn't mean it's true, doesn't mean that objectively it's true, just means that subjectively they think it's true. Okay, so cool. So it's not even a real thing, it's just a belief, which is why belief, think about it, it's not even real, it's just how they believe, it's how they see the world. Okay, so people can have all sorts of beliefs. Whether they're wrong or right doesn't matter, because a belief can't be wrong or right. It's a belief. Okay, we digress. So, beliefs come in three forms. There's internal beliefs, there's external beliefs, and there's vehicle beliefs. We'll go a bit deeper into these later, but just to high level explain this. Internal means that they do not believe in themselves. They do not believe in themselves to uphold the part of the deal. They do not believe in themselves to make it work. Okay, so they do not believe in themselves. For example, if you're selling fat loss, the person doesn't believe in themselves to go to the gym to get in shape, whatever the case is. Or external, okay, which is the person doesn't believe that the program will work, okay, or the person doesn't believe that the personal trainer they're with will work, or the person doesn't believe that their coworkers will help them do the thing, or the person doesn't believe they don't have time. Or the person doesn't believe that their niche is right. Whatever the case is, it's external beliefs. It's not internal anymore. It's no, I don't believe in that. Okay, and then there's vehicle beliefs, which is they don't believe in the process or the method, which is like, for example, if you're selling marketing, okay, yes, I believe in myself to sell people. I believe that my service is good, and yes, I believe in you. And yes, I believe that I have the time, and I believe in the niche, and I believe in my coworkers to, do this as well. I just don't believe that Facebook ads is right for me. Okay, so that's the vehicle belief. They don't believe in the vehicle. They believe in themselves. They believe in the external factors. They don't believe in the vehicle, which you could argue vehicle is partly external as well. But we digress. We've separated it to make it easier to understand. So the only reason why someone doesn't buy is they don't believe. Because if they did, granted that the offer was right, that's a huge thing. Is right. The offer has to be right. Like if you're offering, how to get a 6-pack to a guy that already has an 8-pack, it probably won't make any sense. Okay, so granted the offer is right, they would buy. Right, I think we could agree on that statement. Okay, so it's pretty damn simple, right? At least I like to think so. So that leaves us with one big question. Well, Stefan, this makes sense. I understand that, and I agree with you. How do we make people believe? Fuck if I know. Good luck. Try the next video. Peace. Imagine if I actually ended the video there and I just fucking left. No. I might actually know a few ways to share with you on how you can get people to believe, which is number one. I'll share with you all. Number one is understanding this principle. The second you understand that belief is the reason why people don't buy, you're already one step ahead of getting closer to selling more people. Number two is reducing the friction to joining. Okay? If you go from charging $1,000 to $100, right, and you drop it on the call, for example, people are more likely to believe that it will work because now they have less to risk. For example, if it was $1,000 versus free, they'll be more likely to believe and or even just do it because there's less risk, there's less fear. Right? And so, for example, a lot of beliefs that a lot of people have that, are the objections are they don't believe that it can work, aka they don't believe that they're going to make money. Therefore, they're hesitant to spend money. So when you drop the money, you reduce the friction, you make it even free, more people will take you up because now it doesn't cost them money, so they're more likely to believe it'll work. Okay? Another thing is people don't believe it doesn't work because they haven't seen it firsthand. Well, fair enough. If we can reduce the friction and let them enter in at a lower, cost, barrier to entry, more people will join. Okay, and so reducing the friction to joining is a huge one. Okay, just reducing the friction to having somebody join, to close essentially. Okay, is number two. Number three is nurturing and content. If you want to make people believe more, nurture them more. Have them consume more content. Have them know more about you before you ever hop on the call with them, right? Nurture them better. When you do that, you can start to have them believe more in you and in your process. When people believe more in you and they believe more in your process, they're more likely to believe in everything. Okay? So nurturing content is a huge thing that can help you, essentially get people to believe more, right? Which is why people love inbound and referrals so much, is because the people have high belief because they were inbound or referred. Okay? Number four is have a risk-free guarantee. This is probably the most tactical, the least theoretical one is most tactical, is having just a risk-free guarantee. Like, hey man, we have a money-back guarantee, so let's say you pay the $2K. Worst case scenario, join the program for a year. You get a year of free coaching. At the end, we give you your money back so you didn't make any money. Okay? So worst case scenario, you end the year with a year of free coaching. Does that sound that bad? Probably not. Okay? So worst case scenario, you get free coaching. Okay? So having just a risk-free guarantee is something super powerful you can do as well, because then it makes them more likely to believe and less scared because they're like, okay, I can't even lose money this way. And number five is social proof and stories, right? Like having just more social proof and stories about your prospects and things they've gone through, etc. is another big one. But I guess I want to touch back to the reducing friction and the risk-free guarantee. Like, the best way to get people to believe is probably to understand them and then figure out why they don't believe in the first place, right? But from a purely theoretical standpoint, if you want people to be more likely to believe, or from whatever standpoint, reducing the friction to joining is the best way. Because the less things somebody has to do to get to where they want to go, the more likely they are to do it. And the more likely they are to believe that it will work. Okay? For example, if you told somebody, hey, if you want to get, imagine if you're talking to an obese person, you're like, hey, if you want to get in shape, you have to run around the world 7 times, fly to the moon, swim across the Atlantic Ocean, then the Pacific, and then do it naked, and then eat 17,400 grams of just fruit, and then not eat for 17 days straight, only drink water, and then this, and this. Do you think that person would believe that they're going to lose the weight? Well, maybe they would believe that would work, but they just wouldn't do it because they wouldn't believe in themselves to do it. So there's two parts to this. Versus, what if they said, hey, all you have to do is go to the gym for 5 years straight, every single day, and just eat the simple diet that we're going to give to you, and we'll even have a chef come cook for you. Which one do you think someone would be more likely to believe in? And also, which one do you think someone would be more likely to pay for? We both know the answer to that. The second one. Okay? And that's because we've reduced all the barriers and all the friction. We've made it easier for the person to do. Therefore, they're more likely to believe that it will work for them. Cool? Cool. Now, there's one big thing, though, that I haven't quite covered and I haven't quite been honest. You could do all of these things and still be faced with objections. Why? It's because you don't understand that all selling is transferring beliefs over a bridge of trust. That's it. So fundamentally, getting people to believe is you getting better at selling and communication. Like literally, fundamentally, sales is transferring beliefs over a bridge of trust. It's you have a belief about something, you're trying to give it to this person, but the only way you can give it to this person over a bridge of trust, which means that the more trust we have, the more this person believes. I just posted a YouTube video last week talking about how to instantly build massive trust on sales calls with your prospects. Go check it out. Great video. Okay, so that's a whole different video you can dive into. We won't cover that today. However, okay, there's a couple ways that we can do this, which is how to get better at selling, essentially, right? How to transfer beliefs better. This is primarily done through taking more calls. The more people you talk to, the more chances, the more reps you get. Reviewing those calls, getting feedback, iterating, and repeating. Okay? Like, this is fundamentally how you get better at sales, and sales is transferring beliefs. That's how you get better at transferring your beliefs. So listen, I'm sorry there's no one-word quick fix, but let's be real. That isn't realistic, nor is it worth learning. If you want to get good at selling, this is it. And I'll be honest, it's hard, but that's also why it's worth it. Because if it wasn't hard, most people would do it. And if everybody did it, would it really be worth doing? Well, probably not. Okay? So yeah, the reason why people don't buy your shit is because they don't believe. And the reason they don't believe is, well, there's a couple of reasons. And it's your job on the call to try and figure out why they don't believe and then help them believe. And fundamentally, sales is you getting them to believe. It's you transferring a set of beliefs to the other person. Because granted, the way I look at this, if you have something that this person wants, and this person wants to get somewhere that you can help them get to, it is your moral and ethical obligation to try and give that to them. And the easiest and the best way you can give that to them is by transferring your belief of, look how amazing this thing is, it'll work for you, to them. So they believe, oh my God, this thing is amazing, I need this, I can, get to where I want to go. Like, it's just you transferring the belief that you have to them, to get them to believe, to get them to take action. That's it. Also, quick little cool side note, if you're handling objections, the biggest reason why people don't buy is because they don't believe. And so almost every objection is rooted in the fact that they don't believe. And so if you can just attack that head on, like, hey, the reason why you're not buying this is because you don't believe it'll work. I don't know why, but that's my goal to try and figure out. Because let me ask you a question. Do you want to get here? Yes. Okay, let me ask you another important question. Do you think that what I have and all the results I've shown you is a feasible way to get you to here? If they say no or even sound unsure, then the problem is the process. If they say yes, then the problem is typically internal, which is that there's something they don't believe about themselves to get them to here. And so it's your job as the sales guy, as the closer on the call, to handle the objection of fear, which is you working with them to remove this obstacle to get them closer to their goal. Because they just said they want to get to the goal. They just said that your thing will help them get closer to their goal. And so all you got to do is just try and find out, well, what's stopping you from doing this? Because you want to get here. You know my thing will help you get here. So what's stopping you from doing this? Well, I'm scared. Okay, cool. Let's attack that. And then boom, you attack the fear, the belief, the fear, the belief, the head on. That made no sense. You attack the fear and or the belief head on, which is where most objections are rooted in anyway. Now, if you want to go learn about objection handling, I have an entire another video. I'm going to pull it up real quick. If you go to YouTube, okay, go to my channel, go to videos, search up objection handling. This one, how to handle any sales objection in 2 simple steps. A really good video where I literally just talk about how you can handle any objection, every objection, with just 2 simple steps. Okay, and it talks a lot about this whole fear and belief based thing, which is a lot of sales, is this whole fear and belief based thing, which is that the reason why people don't buy is because they don't believe, or more rather said, because they're scared. There's some fear holding them back from making the decision, because if they believed and if they weren't scared and the offer was right, they would have already done it. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, join my community. I DM every single person back. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.